What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Luis King Kong Ortiz. King Kong Ortiz has been vocal lately about who he thinks will win, what he could do to other fighters, etc., etc. However, the way the platform of the heavyweight division of really all boxing is really building a wedge, is separating, dividing. You know, he was offered a 3-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, and that was turned down. So since it was turned down due to, it wasn't enough money on the table or whatever, and he wanted actual fight, like bigger fights. He didn't want the same old fights that he just knocks a guy out 2 or 3 rounds or whatever. He wanted those big names. So I don't think that he decided to take Eddie Hearn's route, but he's fighting on the undercard of Deontay Wilder Fury. Now, depending on how that fight pans out, because we really don't know, honestly, until it happens. Well, what we can do is, we could agree that Luis King Kong Ortiz, since everyone agrees that Ortiz hasn't earned a spot with Joshua or Dillian White or any other heavyweight that can get in the ring with him, but calling him old at the same time, he could get another fight or a rematch with Deontay Wilder, right? That's if Fury doesn't activate the rematch if he loses. But, Ortiz could get the winner out of those two. You know what I mean? That could be a good fight, and I would love to see. Think about Ortiz versus Fury. Let's say Fury wins, and Ortiz is like, hey, I'll fight him. You know what I mean? And since Fury is another guy that's calling Luis King Kong Ortiz old, I think, Ortiz would like to, set the record straight for him. So on that side of the street, when you got Wilder and Fury and, BT Sports and Showtime and all that, and Al Heyman on this side, if he decides to go that route, a rematch with Wilder, if Wilder wins, would be great. I think people would like to see a rematch between Ortiz and Wilder. Why not? You know what I mean? That was the guy that started the whole, fire to the fuel, right? Because that was the toughest opponent he had. He did have him hurt in the 7th round, and people do wonder, well, what if and what if and what if and what if. So, yeah, I would like to see a Wilder Ortiz ran back. Why not? You know what I mean? Because, he did it with Stavern, and Stavern, he beat Stavern convincingly and then knocked him out in 1 round the second. Now, if he could do that with Ortiz would completely be abolished. You know what I mean? I don't think that he would get another shot with anyone, because then he would be qualified as old. That's if he knocks him out in 1 round. You know what I mean? But Ortiz, let's say he wins a fight, then they got to have a 3rd fight. And then these guys could actually prosper off each other, since these guys have so much respect for each other now. What's funny about fighters, Billy Badass fighters, right? They can very easily be the poster boy or the cheerleader or, the fan of the guy that knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Tony Bellew, for example. He praises Usyk now because he never been in there with a guy like Usyk. Okay? Same for De La Hoya when he fought Manny Pacquiao. He never experienced speed like that coming from a southpaw. You know what I mean? So guys can become the best word of mouth to the other fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why Luis Ortiz, he should really have respect for Wilder, because Wilder really did not have to give him. I know the WBC pretty much forced him, like, hey, you got to fight Ortiz. But he could have done something else. You know what I mean? He could have fought Ortiz last year. But he did give him another shot because he was his coming out party. He was trying to give him that chance, which was great, right? You can compare that to Mayweather giving Berto his chance. You know what I mean? So I think that would be, a good analogy for that fight. King Kong Ortiz should be granted another shot at the title. If he can't get it with Joshua or get the WBC mandatory, the silver with White, why not Wilder again? Why not run it back? You guys tell me what you think about this fight. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.